Hello, we are again here with another lecture series. Now, today we'll be discussing on what are the types of teams. Now, let us see what are the different types of teams. And there is no standard classification of the teams as such, but however, we can classify them according to the size, composition, organization level, duration of objectives, potential contribution to the organization, etc. Potential contribution to the organizational performance, etc. Based on this, problem solving teams, the teams that are there, which are formed to deal with various problems which crop up in business organization. Problem may be very specific or it may not be specific. However, the problem solving teams handle the specific or non-specific problem in an effective manner. Quality circles are good examples of permanent problem solving teams. Now let us see what quality circles are. A quality circle is a team consisting of employees who are completely committed to recommending and implementing work. They are involved in the process of improving the quality of the products and solving the quality related problems. Quality circles who perform related jobs are usually trained in the group processes. Business organizations frequently use permanent problem solving teams or temporary problem solving teams. These teams address themselves to the customer needs. Their main objective is to achieve maximum customer satisfaction. Cross-functional teams. Cross-functional teams are those teams which consist of members from different functional departments, that is from accounts, marketing, human resources, engineering, etc. The purpose of this team is to deal with a specific problem. The organization uses this team to improve the product design, other related problems including the communication system. Now we have self-managed work teams. Self-managed teams are known as autonomous teams or empowered teams. Stephen S.P. Robbins and Seema Sanghi point out that self-managed work teams are group of employees, typically 10 to 15 number, who perform highly related or interdependent jobs and take on many of the responsibilities of their former supervisors. That means the supervisor is no more required. Typically, these tasks are involved in planning and scheduling the work, assigning tasks to the members, making operating decisions, taking actions on problems, and working with suppliers and customers. Fully self-managed work team even select their own members and have the members evaluate each other's performance. As a result, supervisory position takes on decreased importance and may even be eliminated. That means they do not require any supervisor. A self-managed team. Now, however, salient features of these teams include these teams set their own goals, they develop work schedule without any outside interference, they own the responsibility of their performance, they prepare their own budget, order material, they also maintain required inventory. Self-managed work in business organization, these teams occupy a very prominent place because these teams can easily take decisions and own their responsibility to take decisions. According to Angelo Kinisiki and Robert Kurtiner point out that a review of 70 individual studies have concluded that self-managed teams have following properties: a positive effect on specific attitude relating to self-management, a positive effect on productivity, no significant effect on absenteeism or turnover, no significant on general attitude, that is the organizational commitment and job satisfaction. So virtual teams. Virtual teams are those teams that use computer technology to tie together physical dispersed members in order to achieve a common goal. Defining virtual teams, John Ivanovich, Robert Konopasky, and Michael Mattison point out that a virtual team is defined as number of people geographically separated that are assembled by using various technologies to accomplish specific goals. A virtual team membership rarely meets face to face. Following three important technologies have played a crucial role in forming the virtual teams. First is the desktop video conferencing system, DVS. DVS is a small camera mounted on top of a computer monitor providing the video feedback, while voice transmission can be fed by using speakerphone or earpiece. Connection to other virtual team members is managed through software on the user's computer. This allows team members to interact and see each other. The audio and the video connection results in sharing information, talking to each other, and working on assignments. Then we have collaborative software systems. Collaborative software systems allow team members to work independently or together. Lotus Notes permit team members to share data and communicate. Electronic messaging, scheduling, and analyzing can occur with the help of software. Virtual teams, internet and intranet technologies are also very useful for virtual work arrangements. Internet is a network of smaller computer networks that exist all over the world. Internet's organization is an invisible to the users as the telephone companies that provide local and long distance services. An intranet is an internal secure system within the organization that allows the company members to use technology to disseminate and aggregate organizational information and encourage employee interaction. Internet and intranet connectivity provides virtual team members with methods to communicate, share data, and solve the problems together. Then we have management teams. Management teams consist of managers from various areas. Their primary task is to coordinate work teams. Coordination between the work teams is done by the management teams. In fact, management teams have to perform specific tasks, like they must concentrate on the teams that have powerful impact on the achievement of the corporate sector objective. Their primary job is to coach and counsel other teams. They have to coordinate between the work teams. This is all about the team and the types of team. Thank you. We'll be back with another lecture soon.